Hey everyone, it's Justice for Comics. It is Friday, March 12th, I guess. And this is the Hot 10 list from CBSI. I review this every Friday. I'm getting this out pretty early. Looks like they had just posted this to their website, comicbookinvest.com. They come out with this weekly Hot 10 list. It's a good list to reference. It's kind of books that are on the move based on recent sales. Could be option news, eBay listings, things like that. So these are some books to pay attention to, especially if you like to dig for books at your LCS through back issue bins. It's kind of a nice reference list. Some of these books, not surprising, that are kind of hot, but others are definitely obscure and I've never really seen before. So it's a good mixture. Let's jump into it here. So let me zoom in a tad. Again, this is comicbookinvest.com. They come out with this list every Friday afternoon. And let's take a look at we'll look at the honorable mentions first. First one there is Uncle Sam Quarterly, number 5. 6.0 just sold for about $2,900, about 3 times what a 4.0 sold for last summer. It's got the old Nazi swastika on it. I could see why people like this. It's an old comic book, 70-year-old comic book. So yeah, it's pre-code, pre-comic code era. So there was a period of time where you certainly couldn't have a Nazi symbol on a comic book. So these are pretty rare. Definitely getting one in a solid mid-grade would probably be somewhat difficult given the age of the book. Yeah, it's a cool cover. I mean, it's a Nazi cover. You're going to get people that will buy it just for that reason. The next one honorable mention is Meet the Skrulls, number 1, the Nico Henrikon 1 in 50 variant. I remember when this variant came out. It was pretty tough book to get right away out the door. It's kind of a cool cover. I don't think that Meet the Skrulls miniseries did all that much. I don't think it was all that memorable from a writing perspective, but these 1 in 50 variants, sometimes on a small miniseries with Marvel, they're kind of good investments early on if you can get them near ratio. Obviously this was a book you could have picked up from Midtown around $50, $50 to $60. Now it's selling, looks like about $160 this past week in 9.8. There's only one listed 9.8 right now on eBay. So is there a lot of those books out there? Probably not. I mean, I would imagine not too many stores would order 50 copies of Meet the Skrulls, knowing it's I think it was a 4 or 5 issue miniseries. A lot of miniseries books, even if with Marvel, just don't get ordered a lot. And a 1 in 50, yeah, I mean, you'd have to be a big retailer. There's probably maybe a dozen or so retailers in the country that would have ordered 50 copies of that book. Probably not more than that. So how many of these are out there? Probably less than 100 is my guess. You never know, though. It's hard to say. But it's probably a pretty rare variant, and seeing how there's very few for sale, that's probably a good guess that book is hot and worth money because of rarity. I don't think there's anything first appearance wise in there or anything key to the book other than it's just sort of tough to find. All right, so those are the honorable mentions. Let's start with number 10. Avengers West Coast, or Avengers West Coast, number 56. So correction, not West Coast Avengers, but Avengers West Coast, number 56. This is definitely a dollar bin book that I think you could find pretty easily in a lot of shops. It just depends. I mean, it's an early, 80s book. I'm going to say a mid-80s book. John Byrne and artist Paul Ryan. It features the first appearance of Dark Scarlet Witch. This was a $10 to $15 book. Now it's selling between $25 and $30. Ben says, I don't think they go down the road of a Dark Wanda, but I guess they haven't really said whether or not she will be working with Doctor Strange or against him. So this is still a possibility. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like Dark Phoenix, right? Kind of a take on that. First appearance of Phoenix is worth a lot more than the first appearance of Dark Phoenix, but yeah, I could see this book being hot. All things Scarlet Witch right now have been on fire because of the WandaVision show. Some people liked the show, some people didn't. I thought the show was interesting at times. But that's one of those books that you might be able to find that in a back issue bin pretty cheap, and that would be a really good flip opportunity. I mean, if I found a nice copy of that in near mint minus condition, and I could buy it for $1 and resell it for 25 to 30, that's a pretty good deal. So it's, it's worth, if you're at a shop this weekend, that's definitely worth maybe checking the A box just to see if it's in there. Number 9 is, am I pronouncing this right? ENIAC, number 1. And I don't know how to pronounce it. ENIAC? I think I'm saying ENIAC. I don't know. I have no idea if that's correct. It's a first issue, new comic book publisher, Bad Idea Comics, I think it is. Matt Kent is a decent writer. He's pretty well known in the industry. Artist Doug Braithwaite. He is a good artist. It's a cool cover, first print. Seemed to be pretty hot. I think this was on last week's list too. Or yeah, I think on a lot of Hot 10 lists it was last week. There were a lot of people reporting about this book. Ben says, I still stand behind the fact that the release of this issue was a fiasco and retailers weren't happy, and if it continues, they will just drop out entirely. If Bad Idea can work out the bugs, and I hope they can, we need innovation in this hobby. Maybe this will just be a blip on the radar. Up to $140 to $150 or more. Do not pay more than cover for the black version. Print on demand is another bad thing for retailers long term. So yeah, so the white logo is the one you'd want to get, I guess. I have one of these coming in my Midtown order this week that I grabbed for cover price. I just had it on my pull list, luckily. So hopefully Midtown gives me that one and not the black. Hopefully they don't do a switcheroo on me where they give me the black label. But it did say in my order that it was the white label. So yeah, I mean it's an interesting cover. I have no idea long term if this is a good investment or not. Obviously, there must be a number of people that do, since people are dropping pretty good money for this book. I'll have to check eBay and see if the prices on this are still in that $140, $150 range. I probably could check real quick. Let's take a brief look. ENIAC number 1. Yeah, I mean, here's an auction right here that ends in 1 hour and 22 minutes. It's already up $122.50. Here is somebody asking $400 on it. Buy it now. Holy crap. Here's another one. Bid is up to $150. 33 minutes left. They're selling the black label for $30. Remember, Ben is right on that. That one is definitely, you're overpaying on that one, since it can be ordered at any time from the retailer. So order on demand, is that what they call it? I don't know. There's another one for $90 with 1 day and 9 hours left, already at $90. Here's a graded 9/8 CBCS for $700, and that is bidded up to that. Wow. Man, if my copy is in really good shape, maybe I should get mine. Problem is, I'd have to get this graded by CGC and fast-tracked. I'd have to probably pay $50 to get it back quickly, because I do feel like this is one of those times where 2 or 3 months from now, this book could be dramatically less in price just because no one cares anymore. So Or I could just sell it raw. I don't know. I feel like I had a $420 Midtown order last month. This was in the order, and obviously I paid cover price. So if I could sell this for $150 and pay for more than a third of my Midtown order by selling this one comic book, that seems appealing to me. So, or maybe even half. I mean, here's a buy it now for $200. And he's sold 73 copies. Wow, he's got one left. Amazing. So this is probably a $200 book right now, right? Seems that way. Yeah, that's real tempting. I mean, I wouldn't mind selling it for $200 and having that pay for almost half of my Midtown order. So I may just do that. We'll see, guys. But that is number 9 on your list, which, of course, because it's on the list, will make the price go up higher, right? So most people will be watching these videos, looking at the list later tonight, later today, and it wouldn't surprise me if the price on this book goes even higher, just based on the publicity of it, really, just people being interested in it. Number 8 is Daredevil number 9. I believe this is the first appearance of Echo, character that was likely to be coming to the Marvel MCU at some point. I don't know. I've heard that rumor for a while. I bought this book for like $15, like maybe a little over a year ago. And it looks like it's around $100 raw now. Condition, it is tough to get this in high grade. I think mine is like a 9.2, 9.4. I'll have to pull it out and look at it again. I don't think it's a 9.6 or 9.8, but it's a decent looking copy. But that one continues to do well. All right, so far I got 2 out of the top 10 so far. Number 7 is Nottingham number 1, new comic book. I think it's Behemoth Comics who's producing this. I think so. Low print run, most likely. I saw it. I probably should have grabbed one. I didn't. I mean, this was available for cover price. Now it's selling around $35. The concept is of a violent take on the rich / give to the poor. Ben says, is that what's really driving these high sales? I don't know. You know, it just could be one of those books that's hot right now. We'll see. If the story is really good and pulls people in, I could see there being longer-term value. It just depends. I haven't read it yet, so I can't really comment on it. Number 6 is Action Comics number 9. First Black Superman, first full Black Superman. Was in the $50 raw range. Now I guess it's up to $125 to $150. A 9.6 sold for $500. Ben says, I truly have no words. And if you read Final Crisis number 7, there is no doubt that this is the first appearance. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like Barack Obama right there on the picture there on the cover. Yeah, I mean, people want diversity in everything, right? That seems to be the mantra of the day. So the fact that Superman has always been a white, well, he's always been an alien, but he always looks like a white man with jet black hair, curly jet black hair, I guess. And they want to change the image of that. That's fine, whatever. I got no problem with a different take on a classic, iconic character. I don't think it will replace the original iconic character of Superman. But there's nothing wrong with having another take on it. Same thing with Spider-Man. Spider-Man is Peter Parker, who's always been a white, nerdy type guy that gains special powers. And Miles Morales is just a different take on a classic story. So there's nothing wrong with that. I think both can exist. I just don't think, I don't like when they're trying to say, well, this should replace the original Superman. We're no longer going to have a white Superman with black hair or that look, right? That I don't agree with. I think there's room for both. If you have people that want to read the storyline of a black Superman, that's fine. If there's readership for it and support for it, I'm all for it. We'll let the market decide that, I guess, right? Number 5 is Powerpuff Girls #1 from DC Comics. I don't know how old this came out. Several years ago. It's not a new book. I know it's been out a while. Looks like prices are up to about $60 to $75 for a raw copy. It's their first appearance in the Cartoon Network, starring #1. I don't know. Ben says, check this one up to reason number 319 of things that I just don't understand. So why is this book hot? It's a cartoon that it's popular. My kids used to watch it for a time. I think my daughter was into it for a little while. It's funny. There's times where it's been pretty funny. It's a good cartoon. I could see why kids are into it, but why adults are buying this and spending lots of money, yeah, that to me is a little puzzling, but whatever. Number 4, Captain America #323. It's kind of a classic cover. I remember when that cover came out. It's probably like mid-'80s, 87, 88. First appearance of John Walker. He will be in the upcoming Falcon Winter Soldier show. So Marvel released 4 posters for the show, and John Walker wasn't one of them, but Sharon Carter was. So why isn't Tales of Suspense 75 seeing the same increases, or is it just that much harder to find? Yeah, obviously Tales of Suspense is an older book. This is one of those back issue bin type things. You might be able to find that at your LCS pretty cheaply. So that would be a good one to hunt for, but it looks like a 9.8 just sold for $600. Crazy. 9.6 sold for $350. Yeah, that's one that, again, you're looking through your back issue bins for the Avengers West Coast, that obscure title. Check the Seas, check the Captain America back issue bin and see if you can find that one. That would be a good pickup. Number 3 is Pop Kill #1, the Adam Hughes Kickstarter variant. $200 to $250 is pretty impressive, bump from the $40 buy-in. This is reminiscent of Hughes 5 years ago. I like it. I agree. This is Adam Hughes' older work. I find it hard to believe that he just did this. So maybe he pulled out an older drawing that he had done, and I don't know. Maybe he touched it up a little bit. But he doesn't draw like this anymore, so I could see why it's hot. I mean, I love Adam Hughes' work that looks like this. So that is a cool cover. I love it. I wish I had known about it. I don't think I'm going to go spend $200 to $250 on something like that at this point. But the price, if the price on that dips down to the $50 to $70 range, I would fully pull the trigger on that price range for this book. But at that $200 to $250, nah, it's a little too high for me. All right, number 2 on the list is Canto #1. I've talked about this book quite a bit. I like it. It's a cool story, cool artwork. I like Zucker's artwork. And there will be, I guess there's now an official cartoon announcement produced by Will Smith. First prints have more than doubled, going for about $150 raw right now. Second prints doubled as well to around $25. I looked last night on that, and I did see the news on that. And I think the price has even gone higher than that. I do have a couple of the earlier variants. Yeah, so I've got the first print. I believe I have the second print. There's somebody asking $40 for it on eBay right now. I do have the 1 in 10. And mine is in pretty nice shape. I probably should get it graded. Here's a 9.6 asking $700. I got a sad story on this convention variant. I tried getting that convention variant for $30. I had bought it supposedly from somebody that was going to go get it at the convention, and he had to refund me the money. He wasn't able to get it, so I should have just gone and bought it on eBay for $60. But I was pissed that I didn't get it for $30. So it's one of those deals. I just forgot about it, and now obviously looking back on it, it's a super expensive book that I could have easily bought for $60. Oh well, what are you going to do? I have this one as well, the Hollow Men #1 Peach Momoko variant. I have that one. I think I paid $25 or $30 for it. That one's going for pretty good money. So I do have some of these early issues. Most notably the 1 in 10. I mean, look at the raw, even in raw grade, they're going for crazy money. $500, buy it now, amazing. So I may have to do another video. I'll pull out my Canto collection, start showing that off on one of my videos. I do have a nice, I probably have doubles of #1 too. I'm pretty sure I bought at least a couple. So I may have to do that. I may have to pull those out. But that is #2 on the list. Looks like that book is going to be hot for a while. Who knows? The cartoon comes out. It could really, really be a hot title. So I don't know. I'm not telling people to go out and spend market price for this book right now, but you might be able to find that in certain shops for not too much money. I don't think you're going to find it for cover price, but it wouldn't surprise me if you found it in a shop somewhere for $25, $50 for issue #1. That would be a good pickup, especially if it's selling for over $150 right now. So keep your eye on that one. #1 is Spidey Super Stories #1. I am not at all familiar with this book. The YouTuber Mercanaut had mentioned this on his channel. It's the first Black Spider-Man, not Miles Morales, obviously. I don't know when this book came out. It looks like it came out, it's what, 35 center, so it probably came out in the late 70s, I would say. I like the yellow cover. It's kind of cool. This was a $10 book, believe it or not. I've never even heard of it. $10 book that now sells around $100 or more, depending on grade. Ben's comment is Miles is still the book to put your money into. I agree with that. But this is, this might be one of those books. I've never seen it, so I don't think the chances of you finding that in a back issue bin are probably pretty low. But you never know. You might find that at somebody's shop. They may have it up on the wall. Who knows? It's a cool cover. I like it. So that's it, guys. That's your top 10 list. So out of the top 10, I have I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3. 3 out of the top 10. Not too bad. Not as good as last week, but oh well. So that's it, guys. There's your top 10 list, or your hot 10 list from CBSI. Appreciate everybody who watches and comments on my channel. I had a couple subscribers message me the other day. One of my videos, I guess, is a little controversial. I touched a hair on politics a little bit, and I have been advised that if I want my channel to grow, I shouldn't talk about these things. That's just not me. I don't edit myself. I tell you what I'm thinking, when I'm thinking it, with no filter. I think that's what makes my channel special and unique. Not everybody has to agree with that. I'm not anywhere near mainstream like the rest of these YouTube channels, and I think that's one of the reasons I think people like to watch my channel. Is I do give good ideas on occasion. I am very knowledgeable in the comic book industry, and once in a while I have a good artist on to talk about their artwork. But yeah, I'm not going to change the way I do things. So for all of you that don't like everything I post, that's fine. I'm not expecting you to. I'm going to run my channel the way I want to run it. You can give me all the suggestions in the world. I will file them, probably in the circular file, but they will be filed nonetheless, and I will continue to do the channel the way I want to do it. That's just how it is. That's the format that I've chosen. If the channel grows, great. If it doesn't, I'm okay with that. It's all right. I don't make money off of it. It's not a business for me. It never will be. It's just I do it for fun, and it's an outlet. So appreciate everybody, though, that does support my channel. I got plenty of you do. I hear from you all the time, especially through Instagram as well. So again, I appreciate all the comments. Keep them coming, positive or negative. I love them all. So I'll talk to you guys soon.